From calling him an absolute freak for knocking Yair Rodriguez down to finally giving him another shot at the lightweight title against Makhachev, Dana White reacts to Alex Volkanovski's UFC 290 win. The match of the night at UFC 290 left everyone impressed, including the UFC president, who had nothing but praise for the featherweight champion. Volka locked horns with Rodriguez for another epic title defense fight, and he didn't fail to come through. Volkanovski has been making a lot of buzz in the fight world lately, and it's for all the right reasons. The athlete absolutely ended Yair in the cage, only 4 minutes and 19 seconds into the third round of the bout. He landed a hard right hand that stunned Rodriguez, followed up with a flurry of punches against the fence, and then a beautifully timed double leg takedown by Volka, which was the beginning of the end. And no, it doesn't end here. The athlete then followed with some heavy ground and pound before the referee stopped the fight and gave the win to Volka. This performance drew a lot of praise from White, who thought Volkanovski came up with an incredible game plan. It wasn't a surprise that Volka came out on top because he was a beast throughout the fight. Fans instantly took to react to the epic clash, and many pros jumped on the bandwagon too. Volka is coming on top as one of the best fighters on the entire UFC roster, and the fight world knows it all too well. A fan even called Volka the GOAT after he finished El Pantera on Twitter. No lies found here. Other fans talked about the athlete's amazing skills in the cage and how he's definitely putting on one show after another. This guy is ready to dominate the UFC, and there's no stopping him. Take it from pros who tuned in to watch the highly anticipated title fight, and oh boy were they impressed by Volka's performance. Aljamain Sterling wrote on Twitter, "Damn bruh, Volk is a savage, no cap." And fans couldn't help but agree with the Funk Master. Luke Thomas also joined the Volkanovski hype party, and the athlete said, "Volk's understanding of his assignment position to position is extremely impressive. Where to turn, where to place weight, where to grip. It's sharp." There's a reason why Dana White spent a whole post-fight conference talking about this guy. He's becoming the next big thing in the UFC. And let me tell you, he really needed this one. Yeah, Volka was fresh off a loss to Islam Makhachev, and it was a huge setback for the star. I'm sure you remember the epic fight that went down at UFC 284. Volkanovski was locked and loaded to lock horns with the lightweight champion to strip him of his title in his hometown. And the whole fight world was shocked to the core when the Russian took home the win for the bout via unanimous decision. Yeah, no one saw that coming. Volka was dominating all the rounds, so it was a shocker when Makhachev had his hand raised. It was so unexpected that the crowd at the RAC Arena started booing Makhachev. But Volka praised him for trying and calm the situation down. Look at him being the bigger man. But still, nothing could have stopped the MMA community from thinking the Australian deserved to win. Come on, don't want to take my word for it? It's okay, but what if I tell the man himself? Joe Rogan's in the same boat. Yep, he believed that Volka was going to take home the lightweight title too. If there's someone who knows a thing or two about what goes down in the cage, it's Rogan. This man's been analyzing fights long enough to what he's talking about, so fans don't take his words lightly, and even MMA pros respect his word in the community. Rogan was streaming his reaction to the hyped AF fight, and he was visibly shocked when the judges gave the win to Makhachev. It was a shocker, because there's no denying that Volka took his opponent to the brink, and remember the fight round. Yeah, he closed it out strong, but as it turns out, it just wasn't enough for the judges. Rogan had already announced that Volkanovski was UFC's next double champ, and he was taken by surprise when it didn't happen. Joe was 100% sure, so disbelief was all in the air. Now a lot of people called out the commentator for being biased, but here's the thing. He wasn't the only one who thought Volka won. The whole fight world was backing him up on that one. Yep, you heard that right. Take it from Bryce Mitchell, who went as far as to say that the fight was rigged. Now, it's not every day that you see pro fighters accusing judges of oil money, because that's exactly what Bryce said. The athlete said that Makhachev comes from a land with a lot of money, and that's all it took for the judges to give him the win. Well, now that's quite a stretch. Plus, this guy's a flat earther, so take his words as you will. I won't blame you if you take them with grains of salt, but oil money or not, you can't deny that Volka didn't deserve the win. One fan wrote on Twitter, "Volk doing better against Islam than anyone else at lightweight," and others came rushing in to agree. Come on, even Volkanovski said he deserved to become a double champ that night. Holding titles in two weight classes at the same time is something every fighter in the UFC wants, but not a lot are able to get that far. Our guy Volka almost had it before his dream went down with the dust. Plus, the whole fights world telling him he deserved to win didn't help either. The athlete rewatched the showdown in the cage, and even he said that he should have come out on top. I know, right? But well, he isn't one to let one loss hold him back. He's just trying to come out even stronger, and he wants a rematch ASAP. Yeah, the Aussie is confident that he can take Makhachev down. He almost did it once, and he knows where he fell short. So a little bit of training and he'll be good to go. Come on, this guy has been putting on one epic show after another, so fans won't be surprised if he actually comes on top in the Makhachev rematch. And good for him, the Russian also wants to lock horns with him again. Volka says it's because Islam knows he lost and he wants another shot against his rival. I don't blame him. A win where everything thinks your opponent deserved to win isn't impressive. So a rematch only makes sense, right? Dana White wasn't up for a rematch, but Alex's recent win has changed things for him. White isn't a big fan of big names like Volka jumping weight classes. Yeah, the UFC president said that it messes up the dynamic of the game. But all thanks to Volka proving himself to be a beast in the octagon. White has no issues with him holding and defending the featherweight and lightweight titles simultaneously. That's a concession White has only made for Amanda Nunes, who defended the bantamweight and featherweight titles at the same time. Now don't get me wrong, Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, and Henry Cejudo have all held titles in two divisions at the same time, but they never defended both belts. So that's going to be a first with men in the UFC, and that's definitely something to boast about. White said that Volkanovski has proven himself many times, and the UFC president knows a lot of people said Islam Makhachev lost to him, and he doesn't have a problem with it. Now, of course, Dana can't really comment on it, because he can't go against his own judges. But Dana went on about how the Aussie style has changed over the years, and how he really proved himself to be a force to be reckoned with in the cage at UFC 284. Yeah, a lot of fans were expecting Islam to be a tough challenge for Volka, but we all know that's not the case. Well, with that said, Alex better start training for the rematch, because White's ready to roll with whatever he wants. Impressing Dana White enough for him to do whatever you want is a big win, because you know this guy doesn't listen to anyone but himself. Volka's on his good list though, and that's going to take him places. He's getting another shot at the lightweight title, so that's got to count, right? There's no one on earth who doesn't want a Makhachev versus Volkanovski rematch, so this one's going to happen soon. And our guy is going to get a chance at redemption and becoming a double champ in the UFC. So there you have it, the fight world. From finally giving Volka another shot at the lightweight title against Makhachev, to calling him an absolute freak for knocking Yair Rodriguez down, this was all for Dana White's reaction to Alex Volkanovski's UFC 290 win.